Happy National Taco Day coming up, Louie.
Tacos.
Today we're talking tacos. If you see us on YouTube right now, you can see my gnarly Deadpool tacos shirt. I'm all ready for this wonderful week that is Taco Day week.
Right.
So we're super nerds, if you don't know this already, because we both plan to show you Tacopedia.
We didn't even know that the both of us
We didn't even know that each other
book.
owned it. Yeah. So just FYI, this is an amazeballs. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's an encyclopedia of tacos.
Tacos. Right.
The
so
history and everything.
If you haven't had enough of the next Netflix show, and if you want like a readable like compendium of facts about tacos and stuff like that, this is the volume to go to.
And it's not boring at all either, because when you look through it, there's like beautiful pictures inside it. It's got fun facts on the side, like little stats.
There's
cool
even a little loteria game.
Ooh,
like a
loteria.
It's like tacos. Like, it's so awesome.
Get it. If you don't have it, get it. It's the best book ever.
Ever.
In here, if you read it, it tells you that tacos, they don't know the exact date that they were invented, because it goes back, of course, to like the Aztecs and stuff because of corn. And they believe it was invented between 1000 and 500 BC, like basically a really, really long time ago before Jesus Christ. My favorite taco is the al pastor taco. Traditionally, nowadays, it's with pork. Of course, like pineapples that have that nice like char on them, cilantro and onions. But that's actually kind of a new thing. That came around in the 1960s in Mexico City. The original al pastor, you're going to love this, Louie. They refer to it as the Oriental taco. And the reason is because, you know, as you probably know already, it's on a vertical grill, you know, It's cooked vertically, an upright grill. And those actually came from the Middle East and Asia, obviously how they make their lamb and a bunch of other things. And so, so they called it the Arab taco or the Oriental taco, obviously not politically correct back then. It started in Puebla, and it was in the 1930s. The al pastor taco. What's your fact, Louie?
Well, it says over here that in 1979, a Mexican visual artist, Maurice Bustamante, actually registered the taco and legally claimed the patent rights. Would you believe that?
You gotta love that. I mean, she's smart.
Yeah, she's smart. I think that she only wanted to register it to kind of like politically make a statement. But
so she's not like a billionaire.
No. I'm going to go with a lengua taco. I really love
tongue tacos.
Say tongue. It's typically a really chewy piece of meat, but when cooked right. And I'm telling you, the Mexicans have perfected cooking lengua.
100%. 100%. I will get down and dirty with any traditional Mexican tacos. Like, I will even go cabeza. I am super fine with that. It's not like you see the head or anything. It's marinated beautifully, and it tastes like perfection. So all tacos are good. And in saying that, we're going to talk to Tacotarian. They're kind of the hippest taco spot in town. They're now in downtown. They have another location in the Southwest. But Tacotarian says that they're saving the planet one taco at a time. We'll explain. Louie, today we are chatting with two of the owners. There are four owners and actually two couples that own Tacotarian. They just had a new one downtown that's actually pretty freaking amazing. It's beautiful and the food is amazeballs. I love it. It's plant-based, which is also very cool. We have Kristen and Carlos Corral with us. How are you guys?
We're good.
Very good.
All right, so we got to talk about this. Tacotarian started with a life-changing trip to Mexico City for the four of you. So it's two couples, two married couples that own Tacotarian.
Mhm.
And it's Mexico City is one of those places where more people have to jump on that bandwagon like right away. It's
Mhm.
absolutely amazing. People go to Cancun, they go to Cabo, they go to all these places, but Mexico City is the mecca of food. Not just in Mexico, I would say like worldwide, it's, you know, one of those like top 5, top 10 food destinations. It's absolutely insane. Tell us about that trip.
I kind of got invited last minute to go along with them because they were going for some work stuff and some research. And I was just like, oh, I'll go. I've never been to Mexico City. And he's from Mexico, but Regina, our partner, is from Mexico City. So she was kind of excited to like show us the food and everything. And I know originally they were concerned that like there wouldn't be anything for me to eat or for us to eat because at the time he was vegetarian and I was vegan. And so, but when we got there, like you said, it's like a mecca of food. And what a lot of people don't know is that like a lot of the younger generations of Mexicans are eating more plant-based food. So there's a rise in vegan food. There's so many cool vegan restaurants there in Mexico City. Yeah, there's so much going on there with food. And we got to eat at FLVUL and all of these cool places, which, by the way, had like what was it, like 10 course, all plant-based, like available.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so some insane vegan food. So we just kind of like got to talking and like brainstorming after the trip about how great it was and what if we did something like that here. And it just kind of like organically like came together with the four of us. And it's been really a really great experience.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. We just visited the downtown location. Freaking, I love your location. It's just the hyper cool, sexy area where all the food people are. You're across the street from Garage East. You're down a couple doors down from Esther's. You're next to Craft House. How do you guys like being in that location?
We love it. Everybody's so nice, so kind and helpful. Like when we first were building out the location, sometimes like we had no power because for whatever reason. And Chef James Fries was kind enough to like lend us some of his power. We had like an extension cord running from his restaurant to ours to like run some of the equipment. It was, and everybody has been so nice, like Dave and Wendy from Craft House, Mario and Eric from Garagist. Everybody has been so kind. Larry, yes, next to us.
Although Larry, at first you were like, oh no, this guy's gonna hate us so bad. But he's not. He's so awesome.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to say that it's trendy because I don't think it's trendy. It's more just like a community kind of vibe. It's great for like walking. I think once as we start to like get back to normal, whenever that's going to be, I think it's going to be a very popular place from people because it's really only a half a mile from the Strip. It's technically walking distance,
right?
Where they could take public transit right down. And I think it's just something that offers something different, like a different vibe from like the Strip. But yet it's so close to the Strip, it just gives people a lot to do in one small area. It kind of is like that area in San Diego, like North Park, where there's like all these breweries, because we have more breweries coming down on Main Street. More things are popping up. Main Street Provisions is going to be really good.
Yes, just in Kingsley Hall.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then so I think it's going to be kind of like that area in San Diego where everyone just kind of comes and then goes from place to place to place to place.
Right.
Yeah, and if you guys aren't the people that are out there that are not in the food industry and you haven't quite caught on to downtown yet, it's nothing like it used to be. It's absolutely insane. It started with Fremont East and then kept moving on to the Arts District and all these cool areas. And honestly, I mean, one of the complaints when there's so many Californians that move here is, there's nothing local enough. There's too many strip malls. This area, it's very local and there are no strip malls. It's just like cool. It's hip. It's like being in a city,
right?
For the people that are used to being from big cities.
I would actually define that area if you wanted to like ask what Las Vegas culture is, like how local Las Vegas is. That would be like the definition.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Definitely.
So on some of your t-shirt swag, it says saving the planet one taco at a time. I love that. I was like, I need to get myself one of those. I love that saying. And I know, Kristen, that you're involved with many animal advocacy groups. I also, want to talk a little bit more about that, about why you decided to do plant-based.
Like the Saving the World One Taco at a Time kind of ties into the fact that we're plant-based, but it also ties into the fact that we pick one charity every month, and 20% of our special for that month goes to that charity. Like environmental, human rights, civil rights, animal rights, all of these like welfare issues that we believe in. We donate immigrant rights. We work a lot with. So we donate to those charities every month. So they kind of falls into like both those categories of like tying into veganism and also our giving back to the community. We originally, I think in the very beginning, there was like a concept of just doing more of a regular taco shop with the three of you. And I kind of like, we all kind of thought that as we were all personally leaning more towards plant-based, I was already plant-based, that doing something plant-based would be really cool and really beneficial, and it could be really different than the other plant-based options that are available. And of course, I'm like, yes, like do that, let's do that. Because I probably wouldn't have been as involved if it hadn't have been, because I'm just so passionate about the vegan aspect of it. So I'm really glad we ended up going that way.
Totally. Especially when we were in Mexico City, and I will have to talk to, anybody who was doing her meals or prepping her meals, and I would be like, hey, can you please do this, sub that. It was making it easy, for her. And we realized that even though I was eating vegetarian, she was eating better than the rest of us. And we're like, wait, simple, just people don't realize probably that the flavor and the profiles of Mexican cuisine or food, it's mostly about the spices and the peppers and everything else that you use, not just the meats, or seafood or anything else. And so when we realized that, like she mentioned, that's when we knew, like, okay, we have to go in this direction. And we talked to our partners, and they were like along with it, and that's it.
And since then, they've become vegetarian too. So
Awesome.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So how do you feel the U.S. is like providing you with like good products to work with, like as far as like vegan products to cook it for
so
your
we make a
tacos?
lot of our stuff in-house. So our seitan, so most of our meats, quote unquote, are made, like our seitan we make in-house. Other stuff we use is Jamaica, we use jackfruit, we use mushroom, we use potato. We have a couple like faux meats that we purchase from Gardein, which is Mexico, but which is the fish taco and the chicken. And then we use a little bit of Beyond Meat in our gabacho, but it's mixed and seasoned with like our own stuff. So we have like generally between 15 and 18 tacos on our menu at any given time. And
that's a lot.
Most of those, like 90% of those are in-house made. So we don't really have an issue like buying stuff. A couple of the cheeses we buy from Good Planet because they're just so dang good. But then we also make our cashew-based nacho cheese in-house too.
As someone who's not a vegetarian, but who also has been leaning toward that lifestyle, especially, just in my everyday and in my weekly kind of eating. So I'll eat at least once a day a vegan meal. And then most of my day is vegetarian. Some of it's pescatarian, and I rarely eat meat. To me, it's truly a place where somebody who is not full vegan can enjoy themselves fully. And that to me is like the marker of a really great vegan restaurant or a plant-based restaurant. It's not just catering to vegans only. I will tell you that I did not miss the meat in any kind of way. And not only that, what I find is after I eat plant-based, I feel better. I just physically feel better, regardless of all the other reasons why I might be going plant-based or why I might feel like I want to eat more plant-based foods. I feel better. I feel healthier. I feel like I have more energy. How about you, Louie?
My version of incorporating plant-based dishes into my routine, because I'm like super busy, is like to grind my salad down to a shake. And if I miss
lifestyle.
if I miss that, I'm actually like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so lethargic.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. It's like a shot to the system when you have a bunch of veggies, all those vitamins and minerals.
From the beginning, we wanted to give people a variety, but we also wanted to show people that like veganism sometimes has become this kind of like from the outside, I'll say, like appears like to this weird cult. And a lot of vegan restaurants, that's why they only cater to vegans, and then only vegans come there. And then other people maybe want to come there, but then they feel uncomfortable coming there. I don't know.
Or maybe intimidated, right?
Maybe intimidated. I'm not sure. Like I have my best friend in Orlando says that all the time. There's this really good vegan restaurant in Orlando. And I'm always like, why don't you go to Market on South? And she's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm like not cool enough to go in there. Like I feel weird.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. But so we wanted to create a space like that was inviting for everybody, like where we're not pushing, like we don't expect everybody to be vegan overnight. Like if you eat one, like what you said, like you're just kind of leaning that way, you feel better. Like we wanted to encourage people, like try this, like see how you like it. And just show people that it's not all tofu and arugula. Like plant-based food can be freaking amazing if you just try it. And the amazing thing about Tacotarian is that I would say probably 75% of the people, if not more, if not closer to 80 or 90%, are not vegan that eat there. Like that is not our, I mean, we love our vegan community. We have a huge vegan community in Las Vegas and I'm part of it, but like, that's not our base. Let's say, like we have so many people that just come in and just really love the food and sometimes don't even know it's vegan or they don't care. They're one vegan meal for the week. So that's kind of what we strive for all along, to just give it a broader,
Just to say, Tacotarian is a restaurant with great food that happens to be plant-based. That's it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Make it simple for everyone.
It's interesting that you said that too, because my husband is like the farthest thing from a vegan ever. And I brought him and he absolutely loved it. And he said to me, which I thought was interesting, and to your point, which is his family is so, against veganism or whatever, in quotes. And he's like, I wonder if I just gave them these tacos and didn't tell them what was in them or that they were vegan or plant-based, I bet you they would love them. I bet you they wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah. They would. Regina did that to her dad before. She gave him tacos and was like, aren't these really good? He's like, oh, these are the best tacos I've ever had. And she's like, there's no meat. He's like, no way, I don't believe you.
Regina's her partner.
So he's like hardcore. But now he's gotten really good about eating all the plants.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So we talked about how you're a double husband and wife team. I honestly, we've interviewed quite a few husband and wife teams. Gelatology is a great married couple team. But like we haven't interviewed a double husband and wife team, which is it's so interesting to me, like two married couples that got together. Carlos, you are originally from Mexico. Regina, the other wife of the other husband-wife team, she's from Mexico. And it's just like interesting, like the things you kind of have in common and like that you're bringing to the table. What's it like? Are you on a forever double date, or what does it feel like?
I feel like it's like couples retreat. Plus tacos.
Right? Dan and I and Regina have worked together for about 15 years previous to Tacotarian. And when we decided to open the restaurant, it was like somebody that, we trust each other. We work great together, and it was like an easy transition for us. So it wasn't something that is like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Like, I don't trust them, or I don't know how they're going to act or react to certain things. No, not at all. Like we know each other. We've been friends for so long. And the fact that we were like good friends prior to even opening the restaurant, like makes it even easier for us.
But I think the other thing that really works in our favor, and this is where a lot of people, I think are lacking, is that we all have very specific things that we do. And so between the four of us, we're all working on different things. And so we kind of try to stay in our lane, and then it makes it so that it's a lot easier. If you're just one person doing all of the things that the four of us do, that would be super intense. But I think the nice thing is that there's four of us, and like Dan does all of the financials and like all of the licensing and all of the bookkeeping and the payroll and all of that, and then Regina does like all of the health department stuff. She works with the kitchen, like some of the staffing. Carlos does a lot of the staffing, the scheduling. He does all the liquor programming, and I do all the marketing stuff. So so it works out well for us because we all have stuff that we need to focus on.
So we did just say that both one of each couple is from Mexico. It's Hispanic Heritage Month right now. And how do you guys feel about being able to bring, as you say, the soul of Mexico City into the center of Las Vegas?
It just makes me really proud to say like, hey, this is how we make it in my hometown. Sometimes you might see me like making a cocktail, cleaning the floors, bringing a dish to the table. I'll do everything. And it's that little detail when you go to the table and talk to people. And then whenever I see somebody Latin that comes in and I talk to them a little bit about it, and they tell me like, hey, we're from Mexico. We eat meat, but we want to try it, and it's amazing. I talked to them forever, probably like too long, but having them talk to me or like to any of the employees or the people that work with us, it just makes them feel at home. And, you know, like people who miss their food from where they're actually from, like just, it's amazing. Like I really cannot describe, aside from the fact that it's just something that makes me really happy and proud.
And for me, it's kind of exciting because like before I met him, I mean, we've been together almost 17 years now, but before that, like yeah.
Wait, pause, 17. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
So before I met him though, like I didn't eat anything. Like I was so picky but like Mexican food has kind of become like my thing. Like I love trying like all the things, like when we go to Mexico, like trying all the moles, like doing all the mole tasting and like all of these flavors that you just don't get to experience, and like bringing that sometimes into the restaurant and then seeing other people experience that the way that I experienced that when I first started trying Mexican food, I think is like really exciting for me to watch like him and Regina like be so excited to bring like their, you know, heritage to everything.
Where do you get that name Tacotarian? Because Louie and I love making up things like that. Like at one point, Louie decided that she was a triatarian, meaning she was going to try to be vegan for a while.
No, I try anything.
Yeah, she'll try anything once kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tacotarian, where do you get that?
Actually, our partner, like we were like trying to think of names as a joke, and Regina said it like kidding, like ah ha ha, like that's so stupid, and we were like, no wait, that's really good.
Yeah.
And then we checked to see if it was like trademarked, and it wasn't, so we grabbed it.
Yeah, what do you think it is about tacos? Because I think so many of us are tacotarians. Like tacos are like pizza to me. It's like one of those things, like I'm always in the mood for a taco. I'm always in the mood for a pizza. Like what is it about tacos that makes them so wonderful?
Well, it's the perfect snack or meal. You know, you can eat it in 2 bites or make it last forever. You have anything a tortilla can be a taco. So you can just add any profile or meat that you want, and you can add any of the salsas. So that makes every single taco different and special. You know, you can just, they're interchangeable. So
and it's like affordable. It's like easy. It carries well, like things like that.
What is your favorite taco on the menu? Each of you.
Okay.
That's easy.
What's a must try?
Pastor,
yeah.
And why do you guys like that one so much?
The achiote mix.
Yeah.
The achiote is the mix that makes the pastor red. And the achiote mix that we have, it's just amazing. It's just like once we figured it out and we got the perfect mix for that, it was just like,
and that's like our house-made seitan. I just think the flavor of the seitan with the achiote, it's so good. It's one of the ones that it's one of the ones that we very first served, like before we even had a brick and mortar. We kind of started like doing a few events here and there, and we served that from the beginning, and people were like, and it wasn't even as good then as it is now, and people were like, oh my God, if this is vegan, like I could eat this every day.
Let's move on to show and tell. What do you guys have for show and tell?
Okay.
We have something
So
good.
our first show and tell is Eva.
Oh,
Yay!
Because I thought she would make a very good show and tell, and she's much more exciting than any software or anything else that we use.
Tell us about her.
Awesome. I love her.
The pandemic.
She got us. She seriously, our dogs got us through the pandemic for sure, and our cat. So we're huge animal people, which we kind of touched on before. We're a big sucker for old busted chihuahuas. That's our favorite.
She's not an old busted chihuahua.
Yes,
She's
she
like,
is
she?
She's 13. That we think she's 13. Which we got her from the NSPCA in 2012. And then she, shortly after that, started having all these seizures and all of this stuff. So, like millions of vet and neurology appointments and all this stuff. Turns out she has like this autoimmune brain disease. So it was like herself was attacking her brain. So, but yeah, we got it under control. She's on lots of meds. She's all good. She's a few cards short of a deck, but she.
She's awesome.
Those are so cute. All right, so we're gonna move on to On the Fly. I'm gonna start with Kristen. It's gonna be 60 seconds rapid fire questions, and then Louie's gonna move on to Carlos. Okay. Louie, you got your timer ready?
Yeah, let me get my timer ready.
Say the first thing that comes to your mind, Kristen. Ready?
And here we go.
All right, not tacos. Favorite Mexican food item?
Mole, for sure.
Your spirit animal.
A chihuahua.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility.
Favorite vegetable?
Oh my gosh. Broccoli?
Dream place to travel and eat?
Thailand.
Childhood food craving?
Pizza?
Your go-to feel-good music?
Lennox.
What'd you say?
Annie Lennox.
Oh, Annie Lennox.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, no more I love yous.
I was about to get really upset.
Favorite adult beverage?
Wine.
What haven't you done that you really want to do?
Travel more places.
You're from Florida. What's the one thing you miss about the Sunshine State?
My friends.
Aww.
Florida gets such a bad rap. Is it
Uh,
really that bad?
Some of it's legitimate. There's a lot of
Yeah.
wackadoos in Florida.
Let's go, Carlos.
60 seconds rapid fire questions with
Sorry.
Carlos from Tacotarian, starting
Now. Okay, not tacos. What's your fave Mexican food item?
I make ceviche, vegan ceviche. It's really good.
Ooh.
So, your hometown, what is Los Mochis famous for?
Los Mochis is very famous for their seafood because it's right on the water and it's right across from the Sea of Cortez. Like from-
Mariscos, yay.
Very cool. So if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh man, I wish I could fly.
That's a good one. Favorite craft beer?
Oh my God, there's so many. But our friend Chris Jacobs from Beer Zombies just released one of their new hazy IPAs, and it's amazing. If you guys can find it, get it, please.
Okay, dream place to travel and eat?
I love St. Bart and to eat Mexico City.
Okay.
Keep going with
let's-
Carlos.
Yeah, let's keep going. Childhood
Alright.
food craving?
Raspados.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys know them, but get a raspado if you ever get a chance.
cool. So what's your favorite adult beverage?
Ooh, everything. Beer, champagne, red wine, everything.
What haven't you done that you really want to do?
I wanna ride a bicycle from across the Baja. A friend of mine did it, and it took him 2 weeks. But I don't know if she will give me the time off to go for 2 weeks.
It's his dream.
Right? Let him go.
Let's go ahead and sell it for Tacotarian. What's the word on the street? What do people need to know? Give us the 411.
Okay. We have a great selection of craft beer right now. Come and get the Baja Taco de Pastor. Get the monthly special so we can have the charity for this month is the mushroom cocktail, which is similar to a ceviche. It's amazing.
Ooh.
And get a cocktail from any of the cocktails we have. Add some of the 400 Conejos Mezcal that we just got. It's amazing. Shout out to Brilliant and the guys from 400. That'll be it for me.
Try something different every time you go.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do.
Thing.
Yeah.
I want to try those
ceviches.
ceviches next time.
I'm going to be the Tritarian at Tacotarian. Watch.
And
just
Louie,
you
we-
watch.
They have margaritas there too.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing margaritas and tacos really soon. Can't wait. So excited to have you. Happy National Taco Day. We're so excited. It totally deserves its own day. And we appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for joining
for
us
having us.
today.
Thank you.